Welcome to Bonetown, the place in New Crobuzon where life and death lie closest together, where drug dealers deal dream shit and shazbas so the cartel bosses can establish monopolies over the desires of Crobuzon junkies and rival their opponents' narcotics. A part of the city whose skeleton hull is supplemented with new bone material far too often in their fights over medicine market control. Bonetown's ribs stretch themselves out on the river east of Brock Marsh, where Isaac has his laboratory. It is first introduced in Chapter 4, which starts on page 39. This is at the very beginning of the story, where all the reader knows yet are the characters Isaac and Lynn, as well as their high-risk relationship. Lynn travels there by train to work, but this storyline is already off to a bad start. She's running late. As she hurries through the streets of the district with a name that already brings associations of death to our minds, it becomes clear that it is carrying a very fitting name. Naturally, Lynn is not an aficionado of this part of New Crobuzon. In the style of the district's name, its buildings are described as though they were corpses. The concrete peels off next to the stretched skin of shantytown tents. Personalized aspects of a decaying body in whose ribcage a town has nestled. These ribs are all present in Bonetown, to the point where one can use them as a navigational tool, as they are always above one. The ribs' bleached and blistered bones poise like a bone that is about to crumble, symbolizing its fragility. Worst of all, Lynn's destination in this harrowing town seems to be its darkest place. It is described as a huge, unfinished-looking hole. If we stay on the allegory of the corpse, this could be its reason of death. It could have once been a stab wound in the gigantic carcass that hosts Bonetown, and may now be a symbol for the dark, deep bullet wounds the gangsters leave in their rivals. But like a dead body, Lynn observes new vegetation crawling through the concrete to the light. Signs of this rotten part of the city to be fertile in some way, most probably fruitful in its opportunities to become rich. The district even appears to be some sort of ancient graveyard, as archaeologists have found vertebrae the size of houses in the ground there. Once again, the life from death metaphor comes to mind. A town sprouting from the rich soil of decayed life and skeletons that form its foundation. And for Lynn, it also bears fruit to be plucked. Money. It is the reason why she's there after all, as it provides her with an opportunity to bring her artistic career to its next level. The female Capri outcast who despises her own community has now only ever found acceptance in her own artistic group, but also a lot of frustration as a free working artist to find the proper recognition that she can also make a good living of. Therefore, she brings her spitty talents to the cartel's quarters with a life-changing contract in mind. But in this place of decay and death, opportunity comes with risk. Everything about the scenery and place foreshadows bad turns. And so Bonetown and Mr. Motley with his Bonetown talk become the triggers and amplifiers for Lynn's mental and moral decay. The indescribable Bonetown boss slowly invades Lynn's mind and thoughts with his inability to shut up while she's at her most vulnerable, due to her being in a creative state of artistic focus. While spitting, she finds herself splitting, her mind of which one side is trying to run off to the temptations of Bonetown's riches and the mysterious Ma Francine. Will she stay true to herself? Will she become numb to Mr. Motley's implications? Or will she find herself in the middle of Bonetown's chest cavity? Thank you for your attention, and have a good day by Jabbers Ars.